The Galactic Empire's warship Dominions blade hung over New Napoli, a human colony on the edge of the Orion Arm. Its hull, a kilometer-long slab of gleaming durasteel bristling with plasma cannons. The Empire, a coalition of 100 species led by the rigid Saurath, had conquered half the galaxy with cold efficiency. Humans were next, an upstart species with crude tech and a baffling obsession with circular food. The Saurath High Command expected New Napoli to fall in hours. They didn't know about Tony's Pizzeria. On the ground, Tony Russo stood behind the counter of his shop, a neon sign flickering, "Best Pizza, this side of Seoul" above him. The air was thick with the scent of marinara, mozzarella, and oregano, the oven's heat cutting through the colony's dusty chill. Outside, New Napoli streets buzzed with tension, colonists clutching rifles, drones patrolling, and kids spray-painting "Eat This" on barricades. The Empire's first wave, scout drones, had already scorched the outskirts, but Tony was unfazed. He kneaded dough, humming an old Earth tune, his apron stained with sauce. Vex'ara, a Saurath intelligence officer with obsidian scales and 4 slit pupil eyes, monitored the colony from a cloak probe. Her neural implant buzzed with data. Human defenses, minimal. Energy shields, absent. Threat level, negligible. Yet her scans flagged an anomaly. Crowds gathered around pizzerias, consuming circular objects with alarming enthusiasm. Her implant translated intercepted chatter. "Tony's got a new pepperoni special." Vex'ara's scales twitched. Food during an invasion? Illogical. She reported to High Commander SEO-optimized, her voice a low hiss. The humans prioritize sustenance. They congregate at structures emitting organic compounds, tomato, cheese, capsaicin. Recommend immediate bombardment. SEO-optimized's claws clicked on the Dominion's Blades console. Their tech is primitive. Why do they not flee? His implant processed Vex'ara's data, flagging the pizza anomaly. Investigate this food. It may explain their defiance. Back in New Napoli, Tony flipped a pizza, its crust golden and bubbling. His daughter, Gia, 16 and sharp as a knife, loaded a shotgun behind the counter. "Papa, drones are back," she said, eyeing the sky through bulletproof glass. A Saurath drone hovered outside, its lens scanning the shop. Tony grinned. "Let him look. Nobody messes with my pizza." The drone fired a warning shot, shattering a streetlight. Colonists scattered, but Tony didn't flinch. He slid a fresh pizza, pepperoni, extra cheese, into a box and handed it to Gia. "Take this to the barricade. Feed the crew. Hungry fighters ain't good fighters." Gia nodded, darting out with the box, her shotgun slung over her shoulder. Vex'ara's probe zoomed in, her implant analyzing the pizza. High caloric density. Complex carbohydrates. Psychoactive compounds. Capsaicin, dopamine triggers. She hissed. "This pizza enhances human performance. It may be a stimulant." Her scan showed colonists eating, their vitals spiking, adrenaline, 200%. Morale, unquantifiable. At the barricade, Gia distributed slices, and fighters, mechanics, farmers, kids, laughed, their resolve hardening. A drone fired, but a colonist with a plasma torch melted its lens, cheering through a mouthful of pizza. Vex'ara's scales rattled. Food as a weapon? She deployed a ground unit, a Saurath enforcer, a 7-foot reptilian clad in durasteel, armed with a plasma lance. It landed near the barricade, expecting surrender. Instead, Gia tossed a pizza box at its feet, shouting, "Try some lizard face." The enforcer's sensors scanned the box, detecting no threat, and opened it. The scent hit, savory, spicy, warm. Its implant glitched, neural response, positive. Tony watched from the shop, chuckling. "Gia, you're gonna give M heartburn." But the enforcer didn't attack. It lifted a slice, its claws trembling, and took a bite. Its scales flushed, a Saurath stress response. Vex'ara's probe relayed the data. Enforcer compromised. Dopamine surge, 150%. The enforcer sat, eating another slice, its lance forgotten. Colonists laughed, offering more pizza. Vex'ara hissed, treason. She reported to SEO-optimized. "The human food, pizza, disrupts our units. It induces pleasure. Recommend immediate escalation." SS Gathar's claws tightened. Pleasure? Illogical. Deploy the vanguard. Crush them. But his implant buzzed. Enforcer desertions, 12%. All exposed to pizza. He ordered Vex'ara to infiltrate New Napoli and seize the source, Tony's Pizzeria. Vex'ara landed cloaked, her scales blending with the dusk. She slipped into the shop, her implant masking her presence. Tony was tossing dough, singing. Gia cleaned her shotgun, humming along. Vex'ara's sensor screamed, organic compounds, overwhelming. She uncloaked, aiming her lance. Human, surrender your pizza. Tony didn't flinch. He slid a fresh pie, margarita, extra basil, toward her. You look hungry, Scales. Try it. Best in the galaxy. Vex'ara's implant warned, contamination risk, high. But the scent, tomato, cheese, herbs, hit her neural pathways. Against protocol, she took a bite. Her scales flushed, her eyes widening. Dopamine, 200%. Logic, compromised. She sat, eating, her lance clattering to the floor. Gia laughed. Papa, you broke another one. Tony winked, needing more dough. Pizza's the universal language, kid. Vex'ara's comms buzzed. Officer report. SS Gathar snarled. She hesitated, sauce on her claws. The humans, their food is significant. I need more data. The sky darkened as Vanguard ships descended, their cannons charging. Tony looked out, his grin unshaken. Gia, fire up the ovens. We're gonna need more pizza. To be continued in Part 2. The streets of New Napoli glowed under the violet haze of the Galactic Empire's Vanguard ships, their durasteel hulls bristling with plasma cannons that could turn the colony to ash. Tony's Pizzeria stood defiant, its neon sign flickering best pizza this side of Seoul, as the scent of marinara and mozzarella wafted through the chaos. Inside, Tony Russo kneaded dough with steady hands, his apron sauce-stained, while his daughter Gia loaded her shotgun, her eyes sharp. Vex'ara, the Saurath intelligence officer with obsidian scales and four-slit pupil eyes, sat in a corner, still reeling from her first bite of margarita pizza. Her neural implant buzzed, dopamine surge, 200%. Loyalty, compromised. She clutched a slice, sauce smearing her claws, torn between duty and the human food that had cracked her logic. Outside, New Napoli fought back. Colonists, mechanics, farmers, kids, barricaded streets with wrecked rovers and crates, wielding plasma torches, rifles, and makeshift Molotovs. The Vanguard's first wave, sleek drones and Saurath enforcers, descended, expecting a rout. Instead, they met a hail of bullets and pizza boxes, colonists chanting, "Eat this," as they fought. Tony's radio crackled with Gia's friend Marco, a hacker at the colony's comms hub. Tony, they're hitting hard. But we're holding. Your pizzas are keeping us going. Tony grinned, sliding a pepperoni pie into the oven. Keep 'em fed, Marco. Hungry fighters lose. He tossed Gia a box. Take this to the front. Extra cheese for morale. Vex'ara's scales twitched, her implant screaming. Human behavior, illogical. Food distribution during combat? She stood, her plasma lance unsteady. This pizza. It strengthens them. How? Her voice hissed, but her eyes betrayed fascination. Tony shrugged, flipping dough. It's not just food, Scales. It's family, heart, a little bit of earth. Makes us fight harder. He handed her another slice, sausage and onion. Eat. You'll see. Vex'ara hesitated, her implant warning. Contamination risk, critical. But the scent overwhelmed her, and she bit down. Her scales flushed, her mind racing with warmth, joy, emotions the Saurath suppressed. Neural overload, 250%. She dropped her lance, muttering, "This is power." In orbit, High Commander SS Gathar's claws dug into the Dominion's Blades console, his implant flooded with errors. Enforcer desertions, 18%. Combat efficiency, dropping. Footage showed Saurath units eating pizza, their logic crumbling. Vex'ara has failed, he hissed. This pizza is a weapon. Deploy the Sentinels. Seize the source. The Sentinels, massive, bipedal war machines with crystalline cores, landed, shaking New Napoli streets. Their plasma lances carved through barricades, scattering colonists. Gia darted through the chaos, delivering pizza to fighters. At the front, Marco's team used stolen Saurath tech to jam drone signals, while a mechanic named Rosa melted a sentinel's leg with a plasma cutter. Gia tossed her a slice. "Fuel up, Rosa." The mechanic laughed, eating mid-fight, her resolve ironclad. Vex'ara followed Gia, her implant tracking the pizza's effects, human morale, unquantifiable. Combat effectiveness, rising. A sentinel loomed, its lance aimed at Gia. Vex'ara acted on instinct, firing her own lance to disrupt its sensors. The sentinel wobbled, and Gia finished it with a shotgun blast to its core. She grinned at Vex'ara. "Nice shot, Scales. Want a slice?" Vex'ara's scales flushed again. Treason. But she took the pizza, the capsaicin sparking her senses. She radioed SS Kedar, her voice wavering. "Commander, the humans' food, it binds them. It's not just sustenance. It's unity." SS Kedar snarled. "You're compromised. Neutralize the pizzeria." But his implant buzzed. Desertions, 25%. Sentinels, malfunctioning. Colonists were tossing pizza boxes at sentinels, the scent scrambling their crystalline cores. One sentinel sat, eating a slice, its logic fried. Tony's Pizzeria became a fortress. Colonists streamed in, grabbing pizzas to distribute. Tony worked the ovens, his hands a blur, singing, "That's amore." Gia rigged pizza boxes with EMP grenades, tossing them at drones. Vex'ara helped, her claws awkward but steady, packing boxes. Her implant screamed, "Loyalty, null." She ignored it, handing a pie to a kid who ran it to the barricade. A vanguard ship descended, its cannon charging. Tony looked out, unfazed. "Gia, more pepperoni." "Scales, grab a tray. We're feeding a revolution." Vex'ara's eyes widened. She was part of it now. The colonists fought harder, fueled by pizza and defiance, their laughter a weapon. SS Kedar's voice boomed from a sentinel. "Humans, surrender your food source, or we burn this colony." Tony stepped outside, a pizza box in hand, and tossed it at the sentinel. "Try it first, buddy. Might change your mind." The sentinel opened the box, its core flickering as the scent hit. It sat, eating, and the colonists cheered. Vex'ara's implant buzzed, mass neural disruption. She faced Tony. "Your pizza, it's breaking us." Tony winked. "That's the plan, Scales." But the sky darkened, more vanguard ships, their cannons glowing. Gia loaded her shotgun. "Papa, they're not quitting." Tony slid another pie into the oven. "Then we bake faster." The streets of New Napoli trembled under the roar of the Galactic Empire's vanguard ships, their durasteel hulls casting ominous shadows over Tony's Pizzeria. The neon sign flickered defiantly, "Best pizza this side of Seoul," as the scent of marinara and melted mozzarella battled the acrid stench of plasma burns. Inside, Tony Russo worked the ovens with relentless calm, his sauce-stained apron a badge of resistance. His daughter Gia, shotgun slung over her shoulder, packed pizza boxes with EMP grenades, her eyes fierce. Vex'ara, the Saurath intelligence officer with obsidian scales and 4 glowing eyes, stood beside them, her neural implant buzzing. Dopamine surge, 250%. Loyalty, human aligned. The pizza she'd eaten had shattered her logic, and now she was all in, her claws stacking pies for the fight. Outside, New Napoli's colonists fought like family. Mechanics welded barricades from rover parts, farmers lobbed Molotovs, and kids spray-painted pizza power on wrecked drones. The vanguard sentinels, massive crystalline war machines, marched through the streets, their plasma lances carving craters. Yet the colonists didn't break. They fought, ate, laughed, fueled by Tony's pizzas. Gia's radio crackled with Marco, the hacker at the comms hub. "Tony, your pies are magic. Fighters are holding, but the vanguard's bringing something bigger, a nexus array." Tony slid a pepperoni pie into the oven, unfazed. "Bigger, huh? We'll need more sauce." He winked at Vex'ara. Scales grabbed the spicy sausage. "Let's give em heartburn." Vex'ara's scales flushed, her implant screaming. Human behavior, illogical. Morale, unquantifiable. She'd reported the pizza's effects to High Commander SS Kedar. only to be branded a traitor. Now, she stacked boxes, her claws steady. Your food, it binds them. How does it defy our logic? Gia grinned, rigging a pizza box with a grenade. It's not just food, scales. It's us, humans, together, messy, stubborn. Pizza's just the delivery system. She tossed a box to a runner, who darted to the barricade. In orbit, SS Gathar's claws gouged the Dominion's Blade's console, his implant flooded with errors. Desertions, 30%. Sentinel efficiency, collapsing. Footage showed Sentinels eating pizza, their crystalline cores glitching from dopamine surges. Colonists threw boxes, the scent scrambling sensors. SS Gathar hissed, "This food is a plague. Deploy the Nexus Array. Vaporize the colony." The Nexus Array descended, a colossal crystalline lattice, pulsing with energy that could melt New Napoli. Its hum shook the ground, drowning out the pizzeria's ovens. Vex'ara's implant analyzed. Energy output, catastrophic. Human survival, 8%. She faced Tony. "We cannot fight this. Surrender your pizza." Tony laughed, tossing dough. "Surrender? Nah, we're just getting started." He handed her a slice, spicy sausage, extra cheese. "Eat. Think human." Vex'ara bit down, her scales flushing brighter. Her implant buzzed, neural cascade, joy defiance. She dropped her lance, grabbing a tray. "I will fight with you." Gia cheered, "That's the spirit, Scales." She led a team to the barricade, distributing pizza laced with EMPs. A sentinel approached, its lance glowing. Gia tossed a box, and the EMP detonated, frying its core. The colonists roared, eating slices mid-fight. Marco's hack jammed the Vanguard's comms, broadcasting Tony's voice. "New Napoli, keep eating, keep fighting. This is our home." The Nexus Array charged, its light blinding. Vex'ara's sensors screamed, impact imminent. She hacked a stolen Saurath terminal, feeding it pizza scent data. Capsaicin, oregano, mozzarella. The array's lattice flickered, its systems glitching. "The food disrupts their logic," she hissed, amazed. Tony rallied the pizzeria, now a war room. "Gia, more pies." Scales, rig the ovens to vent sauce vapor. Vex'ara complied, her claws rerouting the ventilation system. The pizzeria belched a cloud of marinara-scented steam, thick and spicy, into the streets. Sentinels staggered, their cores sparking. Colonists fought harder, fueled by pizza and defiance. A farmer smashed a sentinel with a tractor, shouting, "For Tony's." SS Gathar's implant sparked, Nexus Array, compromised. The vapor cloud scrambled its targeting, lances firing wildly. He roared, "Vex'ara, you betray us." Her response was a hacked broadcast. "The human's food is their strength. You cannot win." The colonists pushed back, using pizza boxes as shields, their contents scrambling drones. Gia's grenades took down another sentinel, while Marco's hacks looped Saurath comms with Earth music, pizza anthems blaring. Vex'ara fought alongside them, her lance now aimed at her own kind, her scales glowing with human fire. But the Nexus Array stabilized, its energy surging. Tony stood at the pizzeria's door, a pizza in hand. "All right, Scales, time for the big play. Let's feed the whole damn fleet." He pointed to a captured Vanguard shuttle. "Load it with pies. We're going up." Vex'ara's eyes widened. "You intend to board the flagship?" Her implant screamed, "Insanity." But she grabbed a stack of boxes, following Gia. The colonists cheered, their voices a weapon. The array loomed, its glow a death sentence. Tony grinned, tossing dough. "Let's bake history." The sky above New Napoli burned with the violet glow of the Galactic Empire's Nexus Array, a crystalline lattice, pulsing with city-killing energy. Tony's Pizzeria stood as the heart of the colony's resistance, its neon sign blazing, "Best pizza this side of Seoul," through the haze of plasma burns and marinara-scented steam. Tony Russo, apron-stained and hands dusted with flour, loaded a captured Vanguard shuttle with stacks of pizza boxes, pepperoni, margarita, spicy sausage, each one a weapon of human defiance. Gia, his 16-year-old daughter, slung her shotgun over her shoulder, her eyes fierce as she packed EMP lace pies. Vex'ara, The Saurath intelligence officer with obsidian scales and 4 glowing eyes stood beside them, her neural implant buzzing. Dopamine surge. 300%. Loyalty, human. The pizza had broken her logic, and now she was family, her claws stacking boxes with purpose. Outside, New Napoli's colonists fought like a pack. Mechanics welding barricades, farmers hurling Molotovs, kids tossing rocks painted with pizza power. The Vanguard Sentinels, crystalline war machines, littered the streets, their cores fried by pizza scent and EMP blasts. The Nexus array loomed, its energy surging, ready to vaporize the colony. Tony's radio crackled with Marco, the hacker at the comms hub. Tony, the array's charging. You've got minutes before it wipes us out. Tony grinned, sliding a pie into the oven. Then, we better deliver fast. Scales, Gia, load the shuttle. We're taking the fight to their flagship. Vex'ara's scales flushed, her implant screaming. Plan. Insane. Survival, 5%. But she nodded, grabbing a tray. Your pizza will end this? Bet your scales it will, Tony said, tossing dough. Pizza's not just food, it's us. Humans. Messy, stubborn, unbeatable. In orbit, High Commander SSK's claws gouged the Dominion's Blades console, his implant flooded with errors, desertions, 40%. Nexus array, compromised. Footage showed Sentinels eating pizza, their crystalline cores glitching from dopamine surges. Colonists sprayed Marinara vapor, scrambling sensors. SS Gathar hissed, this food is chaos. Activate the array, burn the colony. Vex'ara piloted the shuttle, her claws steady on stolen controls, while Tony and Gia stacked pizzas in the cargo bay. The Dominion's blade loomed, a durasteel behemoth bristling with cannons. Vex'ara's implant buzzed, security, impenetrable. She hacked a docking signal, slipping through a maintenance port. Your plan is reckless, she hissed, but her eyes glowed with human fire. Tony winked, handing her a slice. Reckless is my middle name, Scales. Eat up. Vex'ara bit down, her scales flushing brighter. Neural cascade, joy defiance. She docked the shuttle, and they stormed the flagship's corridors, pizza boxes in hand. Saurath guards lunged, plasma lances blazing. Gia tossed an EMP-laced pizza box, frying their weapons. Tony threw a pie, spicy sausage, at a guard who caught it, sniffed, and sat, eating. Vex'ara's implant screamed, crew compromised, 15%. She led them to the bridge, hacking terminals to vent pizza vapor through the ship's systems. The scent, capsaicin, cheese, oregano, spread, and Saurath officers staggered, their logic crumbling. On the ground, New Napoli fought. Marco's hacks looped Tony's voice. Keep eating, keep fighting. This is our home. Colonists used pizza boxes as shields, their contents scrambling drones. A farmer smashed a sentinel with a rover, shouting, for Tony's. Kids rigged firecrackers to pizza boxes, blasting sensors. The Nexus array flickered, its lattice cracking from Vex'ara's hacks, and the vapor cloud. On the bridge, SS Gathar faced them, his scales black with rage. Traitor, he roared at Vex'ara. You've succumbed to their chaos. His implant sparked, crew desertions, 50%. Officers ate pizza, their lances forgotten, muttering about flavors. Tony stepped forward, a margarita pie in hand. You want order, lizard face? Try this. He tossed the pie. SS Gathar caught it, his implant screaming, contamination. But the scent hit, warm, savory, alive. He bit down, his scales flushing. Dopamine, 400%. He dropped to his knees, whispering, what is this? Vex'ara hacked the array's core, flooding it with pizza vapor data. The lattice shattered, its energy imploding. The Vanguard ships wobbled, their systems fried. Gia fired her shotgun at a console, sparking chaos. Tony grinned. That's pizza, buddy. Humanity in a slice. SS Gathar's implant sparked, his logic gone. We surrender. He broadcasted to the fleet. Ceasefire. The humans' food is unconquerable. The ships retreated, their cannons dim. New Napoli erupted in cheers, colonists hugging, eating, singing. Tony's Pizzeria became a shrine, its ovens never stopping. Vex'ara stayed, her scales now a badge of honor, serving slices with Gia. Tony kneaded dough, humming. Told ya, scales. Pizza's the universal language. The end.